guys, my name is KenYada and welcome back to my channel. We have officially reached the point in my pregnancy where I no longer have the stamina to like stand up and do my hair because it's such a process. So I'm just gonna sit down and this is gonna be like a chit chat video because I want to talk, like I'm playing in color because I think I'm a little bit addicted. Like this is my third color. I'm gonna try the color wax. So I am gonna put color in my hair and talk to you guys for a second. I wanted to talk about pregnancy and like working full time and stuff like that because it really has been like a life altering, eye-opening experience for me because like, you know, obviously this is my second child, and with Jeremiah, like I wasn't working. I was just like at home. I had like basically the timing of that pregnancy was pretty weird because I no longer worked for my job and I was gonna like focus on school and stuff like that. And within weeks of letting go of that job, I found out I was pregnant. So I was like, well, I mean, I still focused on school, but I didn't really like jump into a career or anything like that. This pregnancy is different because when I got pregnant, you know, I found out I was pregnant. I hadn't left my job or gave up my job or anything. I just was working and then boom, I found out I was pregnant. So my goal was to, cause I'm doing May and it was like, was it late August, early September? One of those months when I figured out I was pregnant. And my goal was to pretty much work up into literally the month before I was due because, you know, I felt privileged that I wasn't as sick as I was the first pregnancy, and I had enough energy to go to work and do like day-to-day tasks without like, because your girl was struggling with the first pregnancy. I barely got off the couch each day. Like it was daunting just to take a shower, to walk to the kitchen. Like everything required so much energy and I was just exhausted all the time. So kind of worked out that I like let go of my job and then found out I was pregnant because I wouldn't have been able to do both. So we'll get more into it, but okay. So I'm gonna be using the KURLS Unleashed Color Blast, and this temporary hair wax is in the color Golden Bars. So I've used this before. I used it in red, the sangria. So my hair is like already ready to go. I've like I shampooed last week. So I conditioned, deep condition, and right now the only thing in my hair is leave-in conditioner. I use the Dove leave-in conditioner. I'm gonna go ahead and put on my gloves. Guys, this is temporary wax, so you really do not need the gloves, but I have nails on and it's just like a messy situation. So I just prefer for my hands not to be like coated in the color wax, you know, once I'm finished. So I'm gonna do a rod set. I have my rods with me. I don't know, I haven't done it in a while, but it just feels like I don't have a lot. Like I really need, like next time I think about doing a rod set, I really need to consider like adding some more rods to my, you know, inventory. So I can't work with these gloves yet. I still got to section my hair off, guys. Okay, so everything is sectioned off, guys. Okay, so yeah, so I found out I was pregnant and I didn't tell like my boss right away. I think I waited like a month or so, and I told her just more so because I was like emotional, moody, tired, weird, and I just wanted her to have an explanation as to why I was like different. I mean, she kind of knew something was off. She just didn't know what it was. So I basically told her, you know, what was going on, just so, you know, with pregnancy, basically that person is gonna have to take a leave of absence. So it's just to get yourself prepared, the company prepared, whatever. So when I first had that initial conversation with her, I didn't have any intention on like taking a break or anything like that because like I stated, I felt very privileged that I was even able to get up and go to work every day because that is not the type of pregnancy I had at first. So But that quickly changed, guys. Like literally, I was starting to struggle with work. Like retail is very fast paced, a lot going on like all the time. So I was like losing energy. The nausea hadn't really started yet. Like last time I was always sick and everything like that. So this time it was more so like, oh, look at me. Like I'm not even getting that much nausea. Like what? So I was like, I'm good, we good. But it got to like October, early November, and I was just like, I cannot, because the nausea started to come. And it was like, we hadn't really got that under control because I hadn't really expressed to my doctor that I was really having any nausea because I wasn't. So I'm going to be using this coconut and hibiscus frizz-free curl mousse by Shea Moisture. Since I'm doing a rod set, I'm going to apply this first and then put on the temporary dye and then the rod. So that's going to be like our order of operations as we go through this. But yeah, it was like, it's really hard to multitask and talk. Like I'm sitting here like trying to tell you guys a story and do this, and I'm like, okay, what am I doing? Okay, so yeah, it definitely was like, okay, by November it was like game over. Like I had no energy to do anything. So I started to talk to like my boss and stuff about like a leave of absence because like I said, first pregnancy, I didn't have to deal with it. So I had no idea what I was doing, what was going on. And basically she was like directing me to HR as to like the types of leave, what I'll be eligible for and stuff like that. So I basically initially just reached out to them because I didn't want to like leave my position in the middle of the busiest time of the year. Basically, like fourth quarter is very important for a retail business, and to be down a manager is just like a lot going on. So I was like pretty much determined to will myself to just keep fighting through it. I mean, I'm throwing up at work and tired, exhausted. Like you're constantly being on your feet. Like it's not a type of job where you can just like sit down in the office and just be chilling all day. Like that's not the type of job that I have. And after a while, like, you know, people start to feel some kind of way if you just like always in the office every time you get work, when it's the type of job that's like you're supposed to be on your feet, moving and all this other stuff. So like I said, I went to start to talk to HR just to get familiar with like what are my options, because I had like no idea. So that's the first call that I made, was pretty much just like, tell me how this works. So I spent time on the phone with them just trying to understand what moving forward, like what could I do to get like time off and stuff like that. So I went on to continue working because like I said, nothing was going on just yet. My goal was basically to make it until the end of January and then take a leave of absence, because the holiday season would be done. Like nobody would even be worried about me taking a maternity leave. That's at least what I was thinking. But come January, guys, we was having so many like COVID cases that I just was like, I cannot, like, I don't know. I just didn't feel like I was protecting myself or like my child by like remaining at work while like all this madness is going on. So yeah, got that all over my neck. This is probably gonna be a messy business, guys. So yeah, basically my goal was to talk to them and possibly move up this leave of absence, because I was like, I'm tired all the time, I'm throwing up, and we're just like in the middle of a pandemic, and I just don't feel, you know, safe for me, like, or my child. So basically, like, it just seems like companies think everyone's pregnancy is just like super perfect. Like there's no complications, like, you know, everything. Oh God, I just like dropped it all over my shirt. I don't even think I got it on my hair. Okay guys, this whole video we're gonna have to deal with me looking a hot mess because I just dropped all that like all over my shirt. Lordy. Okay, we're gonna have to like put a towel on because I'm not gonna be staring at that the whole video. There we go. It's a little better. I cannot believe I did it. What was that? Oh yeah, just like, you know, companies like seriously believe that like if you're pregnant, that you're just having this miraculous, this wonderful pregnancy, nothing's going wrong, nothing's going on, because basically they're only like allowing you an approved leave of absence 30 days before you're due. Like, here we are in November and I'm already like, my stamina's gone, like I'm tired all the time, I'm throwing up. I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to just sit here and work until the end of time when I'm already not feeling good. Like, we're nowhere near the, you know, the date. Like, we're nowhere near the due date. So it was kind of frustrating, like, learning that. So I basically was like, I'm gonna go ahead and take a leave because I just don't feel safe like working, and then I'm just gonna have to talk to them about like what are the options, because I cannot just sit here and wait all the way until 30 days before the pregnancy. Like, isn't that like ludicrous? Like, it's just crazy to me. So when I was like on the phone talking to the leave of absence and like talking to them about like the situation and what can I do? And they was like, well, since this isn't like, I don't know, it was just like, basically the lady was, it was almost like they were downplaying pregnancy, basically making it like, if you want to take like a continuous leave of absence, like you're better off like reporting almost like a mental illness. Like if you're depressed or you suffer from anxiety and it's like causing you to not be able to function at work and you're like having panic attacks and stuff like that. And I'm just kind of like, wow. So like anxiety and stuff like that gets you a longer leave of absence than pushing a baby out. Like, I really, guys, I couldn't believe that. Like, it was like kind of frustrating because I'm like, what? I've like never heard of such. I've never heard, I don't know why it's like so difficult for companies to like grant you a leave of absence when you're pregnant. You know, it's more so like they want to do more after the baby, because like 30 days before your due date obviously is more so for once the baby's here, because now you're taking a leave and you're getting time to spend like with your new baby and stuff. And I get that, but I'm saying like there needs to be something in place. And I'm not saying all companies are like this. It's just like there definitely needs to be like something in place for people. Now I just got it on my pants, guys. I think because I was like standing. Normally I'm standing up doing this, so maybe that's what the issue is. But right now I'm like making a mess. All right, guys. So now I got towels in place everywhere. I got a towel on my lap, on my shoulders, because clearly I'm a child and I'm getting this wax everywhere. Okay, but anyways, I don't know where I was at with it, but it's like, obviously not all companies are like this, but a lot of companies don't see the need to like protect their employees like during pregnancy, to have things in place in case you do get sick or if you just can't make it to like work every day. I know the lady like talked to me about like doing basically like intermittent short-term leave, where it's like you're still working but like on days where like what I was talking about, your nausea is super bad, your energy's low, whatever's going on, like you can just you know, not have to work that day and it doesn't count against you and all this other stuff. And I don't know, guys, it just did not sit with me well that like these were the options. Like, you can't really, there's no guarantee that you're gonna have like time off or anything like that until like you're basically ready to pop. And I know like a lot of companies are like this, but not like all of them. Because I remember like in one of the classes that I took last semester, they touched on this, you know, just employees and boosting morale and like what you need to deliver to like have the best of the best when it comes to the right type of people, the right candidates applying like for your job. That like part of it is like your incentives and things like that that make people want to work for you other than pay. Like, you got to pay us. So what else are you offering? So they talked about, the case study was about Google. And honey, this company gives you 8 months maternity leave. Like, and obviously don't get me started on like how other countries are way more generous when it comes to maternity leave than the US, because I think it's just about money. Like, no one wants to like pay you while you're not physically at work. Like, so I think that's why it's like, you gotta work until you basically pop the baby out at work. So I basically was just like, enough is enough. Like, I'm not doing this. So I talked to them about the maternity leave and everything like that. And I'm still like in the process of figuring it all out. But like I said, I thought it was crazy that lady basically told me that you would be better off reporting something like a mental illness or something to get like time off, like for a long period of time. And like, even when I talk to my doctor, like, it's not just like what the lady was talking about on the phone. The doctor was saying the same thing. She's like, because like they got to fill out paperwork. Like, you know, anybody can just be talking about being pregnant and stuff like that. They need to verify through your medical records and like stuff like this. So she even kind of said the same thing when she was like, we're probably better taking like what did she say? Taking the avenue where we talk about, okay, I feel like I'm gonna have to take a shower after this because I'm just making a mess. We have to probably use the avenue where we talk about, first other lady was talking about being sick or like mental illness or anxiety. And she was saying we'll probably have better luck with like COVID as a reason to take a short-term, God, I can't talk, as a reason to take like a short-term disability versus being pregnant. I'm just like, what is happening? Like, do we like in America feel like pregnancy is not a big deal? I think we have like dumbed down like pregnancy to where it's like, oh, it's just something that happens to women, you know, they'll be okay. Like, you're still supposed to work through it. Like, you're still supposed to be fine. And it's just like completely, I don't know, just a little shocked. Cause like I said, I didn't deal with this the first go round, and I never thought like it would be like such a hiccup, like how it is, like how like you're basically trying to deny like maternity leave to people who need it. It's almost like with maternity leave, they're basically telling you when it's okay to, like, when you're basically saying enough's enough, like I need time off, I need a break. They're basically telling you when that is. Like, you can't come to them and be like, okay, like I'm working full time, like it's a lot, like I'm pregnant, you know, I need to take a leave of absence. And then like to have all these rules, and like most of these leaves are not even paid leaves. So I'm like, what is the issue here? Most of it is for like job protection. Like you go through all these like avenues and all this other stuff, basically just to protect your job. It's not even about pay. So I think that's what makes it even more ludicrous. Okay guys, we only got like one section left. I kind of just like, your girl is bad at multitasking. I was like, talking and trying to do this is like a lot. So I've done most of it, and we just got like this little part here to do, and then I'll be done. So guys, basically like, I feel like this pregnancy has taught me really to be like an advocate for myself and really like stand up for myself, because clearly like no one else is going to do it. It's kind of bizarre because when I think back to like, I'm gonna say like high school, like in college and stuff like that, and all the business courses and like stuff like that I took, it just seems like they always talked about like what was taboo to like talk about in an interview, or like certain questions to stay away from, not only for the person doing the interviewing, but the person being interviewed. So it's just kind of like, and I feel like pregnancy wanting to have a family, like stuff like that was like those topics that they felt like were taboo and like you shouldn't discuss. And now that like I'm actually going through like a situation where it would have been nice to kind of like know and anticipate like the company that I'm working for, like where they stand on maternity and like disability and like leaves and stuff like that. So you just kind of already know, like, you know, if you were to become pregnant or like whatever was to happen, like how would your company approach that? Like how would that, like what would that look like? It almost feels like now it's important to kind of know that. Like I don't know why it's like taboo or whatever. Like I know that if you open the door for it, then it's like that company, you know, can't be sued or anything like that, or you can't like, you know, talk about, oh, the interview was inappropriate or whatever. Like, guys, this it's a mess in here. But yeah, like, you know, just they're trying to protect themselves from like you trying to, I don't know, later come after that company and like say you weren't hired because of XYZ and all that. So they just want to like stay away from that legally. But like I still feel like in some instances it's important to kind of know something like that so that you know that this company, you're like, oh, okay, so you know, if I decide to have a baby or something like that, I'm protected, everything's good, and I'm gonna get what I need. But like not every company is like that. That's what I'm like finding out. And I don't know, I think it's just kind of sad. But yeah, it's just taught me to like stand up for myself and not to take no mess. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not, I don't know, I think it's crazy. It's almost like they're in charge of like what you can and can't do when it comes to your pregnancy. And I just think that's just like not okay. I don't know, comment down below. Like if you know, maybe in a past pregnancy, if you're pregnant now, like, you know, what does your leave look like for you? Like, what did you have to go through, if anything? Or did you just have to, like, feel like the only way to make it work was to quit your job? Like, I want to know, because I'm just like, this is new to me. And it's like, the crazy part is you, like, trying to do the right thing, like, do it the right way, like, going through your company and doing a leave and doing the proper documentation and like just doing everything the right way, and it just seems like they're like turning you down at every turn. They're just like, nope, not this. Oh, it got to be this, and this needs to be this way. Like I just don't believe that you can tell me when I've had enough, like in my pregnancy, or to like, it just feels like a sense of them belittling the whole thing, like not taking the fact that you're like pregnant and stuff like that seriously. And I think it's because people get pregnant every day, that it's just like, it's downplayed, like how serious pregnancy is, and like some of the stuff that women go through or put their bodies through to deliver their baby. Like I need people to stop acting like it's just another day, like another thing. Like no, I'm not downplaying like anxiety and depression or anything like that, because your girl suffers from severe anxiety. Like it's just not a game, like the things that cause panic attacks and stuff for me. So I'm not saying anything for anyone who needs to like take a leave or anything like that because they have anxiety, but I don't think one thing should trump the other. Like I shouldn't have to basically say like pregnancy as an asterisk. It's like, oh, I'm dealing with depression and anxiety, that's why I need to leave an absence. Oh, and by the way, I'm pregnant. Like it should be the other way around. Like it's almost like they, like with pregnancy, if you're not on bed rest or something that's like, you can't literally like hospitalized, can't get out of the bed type stuff, then you don't deserve like any time off until the baby's here. They feel like that's the nail in the coffin. Like, okay, when it's time to deliver, that's when everything gets serious. All that other stuff you talking about, girl, like figure it out. That's basically like the vibe. Like I can't. Okay, guys, so I got this one little piece. We need to tuck it somewhere. Guys, I have made like a complete mess with my hair. Like the bathroom is a hot mess. Like I'm gonna have to get cleaned up. This little piece is just gonna have to be okay, because I'm trying to feel to make sure I ain't got no missing pieces or anything. So here we go. Like this is always so very fun to sleep in. Hey guys, so I just wanted to get on here and like talk a little bit about like that piece of my life that I've been like going through, because I don't know, I just felt like I needed to like vent about it, because I think, like I said, I'm just in a state of shock. Never thought like something as serious as pregnancy would be taken so lightly by like jobs and like corporations and stuff like that. But like I said, it's taught me to really stand up for myself and do what I need to do and not worry about what everybody else is, how it's going to affect everybody else. Because, you know, at the end of the day, like, I'm carrying a child, like I got to do what's best for me. Like, I can't pour from an empty cup, and trying to like just push through at work was like way too much. You know, it was way too much. And I feel like it was making the problems that was going on, the exhaustion, the nausea, stuff like that, even worse, because I'm trying to fight this battle just because like, I'm working for a company, or, you know, that's just not looking at me as a person, just as a body who needs to come to work every day because you got a job to do type thing, you know? So we are done with this for now. And then I gotta get cleaned up, let this sit for 100 hours. And then I'll be back to show you guys the final look. Hey guys, it's the next day. Yesterday I did my hair around like 1:30. It's about noon now, so it's almost been 24 hours. I'm still doing like a no heat kind of thing, so I didn't sit under the dryer. I literally went to sleep like this. I'm surprised I got any sleep at all, because it's a nightmare sleeping with. If you've ever done this and like not used a dryer and let your hair like stay like this all day, it's a nightmare trying to sleep with these things. It's like the best thing about a rod set is like when you take it down, because it's like, whew, these little things, they were not made for you to sleep in. So, well, this is what it looks like next day. So let's just start taking them down. Oh, and remember when I said I don't know if I'm gonna have enough of these? I literally, once I got finished, had 6 left. So it's like almost perfect. So, all right guys, I'm gonna shut up and we're just gonna take these down. Okay, so I have completely taken out all the rods. Of course, it's not dry. It never is, because I do not have the patience to let it completely air dry, because that means, you know, without heat, and then like your hair is like trapped under the rod, plus I had color. So it's just like a lot of factors in place that accounts for like drying time. So I'm gonna have to wash like these rods, because look, all the color is just like, all the color is like embedded. So I never really wear it like down. I'm gonna, cross strap on. Okay, I'm not really gonna wear them down. I never do. So I'm gonna either put it up, all up, or I'm just gonna like some up, some down. It just depends on how I'm feeling. But first, I'm just gonna like use my olive oil and like start separating. looks like. Okay guys, this is like what it looks like now that I've kind of pulled some of them apart. It's like funny because it looks like I have a wig on. Oh my god. Okay guys, so this is the final look. I'm gonna like go ahead and wear it out like this for a few days, and then I'll do like my normal some up some down, or like all up in like a big puff. I think it turned out cute. Like, what do you guys think? I just really wanted to see, like, it's giving me college vibes when I had like blonde and it started to fade. It started to look like a brown. Like, this is what my hair looked like. So I don't know, I like it. I was super worried because like a lot of it wasn't dry, but you can like, we still got that spiral curl action on both sides, so I like it. Okay guys, I appreciate you if you've made it to the end of the video. Just to kind of wrap up my thoughts from yesterday is basically like how important it is to be an advocate for yourself. Like, I'm learning so much about that now during my pregnancy, like trying to protect myself, because like companies at the end of the day, they don't really care about you. You just a body doing a job, and they will replace you in a second. So this has really taught me to like stand up for myself, advocate for myself, and learn how to do what's best for me, and not like always so worried about everybody else around me and how my decisions affect their life, but how my decisions affect my life. Like, how does that impact my life when I make a decision that's not best for me, but that's best for everyone else? So like I said, if you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you. Thank you guys so much for watching this. If you're not already, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Once you finish with this one, I got so many other videos on my channel. You might as well just keep watching. Go click another video. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.